Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm back with another thrift haul. It's been a while, so this video includes everything I've thrifted over the past 2 months. And I haven't been thrifting much lately. I think I only made it to an actual thrift store once, so most of these pieces are from Vinted. That said, the first two items I did find at my local thrift store are this t-shirt and this scarf. I always love picking up a good basic when I'm thrifting, not just because I know I'll get a lot of wear out of it, but also because thrifted basics often have a little twist that makes them feel unique. And with this t-shirt, it's the neckline and the slightly shorter sleeves that caught my eye. But the more interesting find is definitely the grey scarf. I originally bought it intending to wear it as a skirt because I love the floral pattern, but since it was still scarf weather at the time, I ended up wearing it as an actual scarf a lot. It has that early 2010s scarf vibe, which honestly has been my little comfort blanket over the past few months. But that said, I do like it as a skirt as well because the grey keeps it feeling very neutral and casual, so it doesn't feel too out there, which I really like. Next up are my Vinted finds. I bought a little bundle that included some pretty affordable pieces, and one of them is this fitted black wrap cardigan. I mostly got it for practical reasons because it's compact, so it doesn't take up much space, and it's fitted, which makes it perfect for those summer days that turn into cooler evenings when you suddenly need a light layer. And it's super easy to throw into a bag and bring along. But beyond the practicality, I'm also really excited to style this piece since it's a wrap cardigan. It lets a little bit more of your outfit peek through, plus it has these subtle black embroidered flowers on it as a small detail. I really like that. And finally, I bought a bag from a brand that I've been eyeing for a long time, and it is Claudio ferrici. I've always appreciated the little details in their designs, and to be completely honest, I ended up buying this one in particular because the price was just too good. And the color is this camel brown orange shade. Not something I usually go for, but that's part of the fun with thrifting. Sometimes I pick something up mainly because it's affordable, and then I end up wearing it a lot because it fills a gap in my wardrobe I didn't even know was there because it has features I usually don't look for. And even though the color feels natural, it still managed to brighten up an outfit in a subtle way. And one of my favorite things about this bag is how aged it looks as well. The leather is super crusty in the best way. It has this texture that reminds me of a slightly wrinkled newspaper, and I do like that for some reason. I also picked up these pants from the brand Mexx. They're actually a bit too big, which is always a gamble when buying pants online, but with a belt they work, and I'm also considering making a few small alterations to keep them sitting low-waisted because I really want to keep that fit, and I might also shorten them so I can wear them with flat shoes. And lately I've been really into white on cream outfits, especially with all the warm days we've been having. I already own a pair of cream jeans, but jeans is not my preferred garment in summer. And I also have some cream linen drawstring pants, but I like these as an addition because they feel a bit more polished and dressed up. And then there's this jumper, which I actually found at a thrift store as well. But normally I wouldn't include something like this because I specifically bought it to wear while working in the garden. But in the spirit of full transparency, I want to start showing everything I buy, even the purely practical pieces. So this is probably not something you'll see me style in an outfit, but I still really like it. It has a double closure, which is super convenient, especially when you're outside and don't want to fully take off your cardigan every time you get too warm. And who knows, maybe it'll surprise me and make its way into a casual look someday. And then we have my most worn thrifted item of the month, this zip-up jumper I bought in a style bundle. And at the time I didn't think too much of it, but I've been reaching for it constantly, especially when the weather was still a bit chilly. It's one of those pieces where I have to actively stop myself from wearing it 5 days in a row. Not because it's particularly stylish, but because it's so comfortable. One of those things you just feel good in, and in summer I get the same feeling with the classic white t-shirts, and I think it's really important to have those go-to pieces. Some days I want to play around and have fun styling outfits, and other days I'll just throw on this jumper with a pair of jeans and call it a day. And then we have two experiments, or actually let's call them bad purchases to begin with, because the first one is a bag I bought that looked beige in the photo, but when it arrived it turned out to be gold. And to be fair, the seller did list it as gold, it just went right over my head, so returning it didn't feel right. And I really liked the shape of the bag, so I just decided to paint it. And I had some leather specific paint lying around from a phase where I used to be much more experimental, painting on bags, drawing on clothes, and I do really miss doing things like that. And in Dutch we have a word for this kind of activities, and it's called prutsen. There is no perfect translation, but the closest I can get is messing around, just trying things without overthinking or researching too much, and seeing where it goes. And honestly, I feel the most me when I'm doing that. So I decided I wanted a pastel bag and went with pink. And I mixed a tiny bit of red with some white paint and applied 2 layers. And you can definitely tell it's been DIY'd, but I actually really like that. I've always loved items with a bit of a rough edge, something imperfect but very personal. And the color turned out great in my opinion, because my wardrobe is mostly neutral, so adding a soft pastel into the mix feels like a fun contrast. And I'm now thinking I might want to look for more pastel bags in the future. And then we have come to the last item, and I got influenced by my Pinterest board, because since January I've been on the lookout for some crochet pieces, and lately the specific crochet filet style has been trending, and I have to admit that I really like it. I'm fully aware it might age like milk, trends come and go, but I also think it's niche enough that not everyone will jump on it, and that makes me feel like I'll still be able to wear it for a long time without it feeling dated, especially since I don't think many people in my area will actually wear this style. That said, I did make a little mistake. I didn't read the listing properly again, and I was hoping to turn this piece into a skirt, but it turns out it's not quite long enough. So now I'm trying to get creative with it, trying it out as a semi-skirt, and if I end up feeling confident enough to wear it out, I might even look for a handmade one that's actually big enough to use as a skirt. So that's everything for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know which piece was your favorite or what you've been thrifting lately, and I'll see you very soon with another video. Thank you so much for being here.